You know you have a real good game coming up when it says epilepsy warning, volume warning, motion sickness warning, content warning, animal death, self-harm, house fires. Well, the next game's called Basements. Gets awful cold down here sometimes. I might take that motion sickness warning. We'll see. If it's like real bad, I'll just exit out. I don't handle motion sickness well, so. Where the fuck did I extract it to? Uh-oh. What was the date on this one? Oh, there it is. Sorry. God's basement. I think it's time for the restream. It's been so long. Alright, basement. Basement? Where'd it go? Is the game launching? I'm gonna launch it again, I guess. Yep. I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. Preemptively. Because it's just... Yeah, you know... As much as I love flashing red lights, I'm going to pass on this one. Just in case there is anyone that is photosensitive. Fuck that. That was Basements. What a great start. Let's pretend that didn't happen. The next game is called Castle Wormclot. Time to make the nightly rounds. Oh, it's already starting. Am I playing? Oh, there we go. Oh, this is cool. I like this. Oh yeah, okay. Bad controls again, that's fine. What is that in the sky? I can't see because the camera is stuck under the bridge. Can I fall off of this? Yep. Well, maybe now I can see. Nope. Oh, yo, what's this? Will this game immediately skip to the text? Time to find out. Press space to talk. Wait, hold on a fucking second. Ho hum, ho hum. Life here at the castle is so dreadfully dull sometimes. Oh, cool. It doesn't skip through the dialogue. Already improved on the last game. I wanna go see the mushrooms. Oops. That's a real gamer move I just pulled. Dang. Oh. I didn't realize. Okay. Hello, Candlekeeper. I'm studying the mushrooms of this island. Would you like to hear my findings? Some of them are taller than others. Some of them are narrow. Some are wide. The one kind of smells like mothballs and lavender. The other smells mostly like very old dirt. I guess by studying, I mean looking at it for a very long time. Science isn't exactly sprinting along around here. God, I'm bored. Oh, dude, is this Shrek's house? Can't go in. Dang. See that hut? A witch lived there once. Then witches were outlawed and she was shoved off the island and the hut was boarded up. I bet there were all kinds of witchy things in that hut. Cool knives, talking bugs, potions that make you like mega hot, bags full of, I don't know, cats. Oh crap, I kinda wanna be a witch now that I'm thinking of it. I guess I better do some praying or something. Ugh, please don't tell anybody. Where to next? Oh, this is where I started, wasn't it? Before I fell off. Candlekeeper, hello. Aren't you sweet keeping the castle's walkways illuminated? I know you don't have any choice but to do so, but goodness, it is still so nice of you. I was a candlekeeper once myself, you know. Then I was promoted to stationary mask haver, which I have been ever since. It's nice to have a sense of purpose, you know? Why, I'll bet you're just about the best candlekeeper this castle's ever had. So diligent, so driven, so beak-faced. Adorbs. You too. I am but a simple, wretched goblin. I know. Cool reference. To me. Wish this tavern had a door. I'd do anything for a tall, frothy one right now. Standing around wiggling my mask and repeating the same 3 lines is thirsty work. Can you even drink with that weird beak thing? What the fuck are you anyways? Whoa, what the fuck? Oops, forgot to keep the candle. Oh. Oops. There we go. That's good enough. Fuck, I gotta go keep that candle. Where are we right now? Are we near the mushrooms? There's a teleporter here. It goes somewhere. What is that red light? Oh, that's just the thing in the sky. Hey you, little candle creep. Come here and push me off this ledge. Okay. Come on, it'll be hilarious. I just go ahead and jump off, but I'm fixed in place. Trying not to think of it too hard just now, thanks. Come on, do it. You a coward or something? Oh, there's no shove monk off ledge button, huh? Well, that's some bullshit. Dang, can't do it. I'm definitely on PB pace right now, so. Whoa! Off this fucking camera. Okay. Well, this was charming at first. There is quite a bit of walking. I'm the gravekeeper. I keep these graves, understand? They're mine, the graves. You can't have them. I keep them. They're mine. I don't try to take your little waxy light sticks from you, do I? Buzz off, dingus. Stay away from my graves. It's me, Dingus. Here lieth brother Horuscu, who did setteth himself ablaze, some kind of sex thing, probs. Here lieth sister Kalmia, died peacefully of old age. Not very funny, Kalmia, so thanks for nothing. Here lieth you. Damn. Here lieth brother Constanto. Talk shit, got hit with many swords. Here lieth friend Gabera, not dead, just sleeping. They enjoyeth being buried, which is like, right on, you do you. I'm done with the graves now. Oh, little candlekeeper, come to the chapel. Do you have any sins to confess, Goodness, I'll bet you do too, you naughty little candlekeeper. Bet you lick the candles, don't you? Bet you like to roll around on the floor. So many sins, so sinful. I feel like I've seen that before. Where was that at? Oops. I bet I missed the candle to keep. Wait, it's the mushrooms. I might be done? Aside from keeping the candles. Horny for sins. Bonk. Go to horny hell. Be careful not to fall off the walkways. You'll be snapped back to where you started, and it'll probably be slightly annoying. Tragedy of tragedies, am I right? Oh hum hum hum, life here in the castle is so dreadfully dull sometimes. I'm feeling it. I want to go in the castle. I guess I don't get to. You think the end state for this game is actually lighting all the candles? Oh gosh. Well, I better get started now, huh? I mean, with all these braziers, what is the point of lighting the candles? Okay, that has been lit. 7 out of 8 candles. Okay, there's one down there that I missed. Oh, there's 2 down there that I've missed. I'm about to show you a pro strat that only us master candle keepers use. You squish yourself down to 5 pixels. Oh, there we go. One at the graveyard? No, there's no way. Impossible. Who's the candle keeper here? I feel like there might have been something inside that I missed. Yeah, there's some in here. I got too horny and left. Okay. It's hard to tell, but it doesn't look like either of those over there are lit. So let me crawl my way over there. Yeah, it's not too bad. It could be so much worse. Alright, that's lit. There's probably some up there that I forgot. Shoot. I'm gonna go look. Good thing I did. Alright, that one's done. I said those two. Unless there's one hidden behind the mushrooms. Doesn't look like it. But I'm gonna go walk around anyways, because I'll hate myself later if I forget or if I miss one. Okay. Where to now? Okay, there's one over here. I'm afraid there's gonna be one on that platform. Let me go look on that platform real quick. Okay, there's nothing here. Congratulations. Thou hast lit all of yon candles. Thy tolerance for tedium must be remarkable. Thy vigil is complete. Take thy deserved rest. Thank thee for playing. Thy tolerance for tedium must be remarkable. Why, yes. On to the next game. That was Wormclot. The next game in the Volume 3 of Haunted Cities is Ghost Lake. Sometimes you just need to take a drive. Content warning, vehicle accidents, implied suicide. Aw, yeah, car controls. And then there's like a paragraph of known issues. So let me just keep that up real quick, just in case something happens. Oh. Okay. Hold on, I gotta tab out real quick because I goofed something. Alright, there we go. This isn't so bad. Space to jump. Right click to zoom my eyes. Where's my car at? Ah, here it is. Oh, hell yeah, dude. Ugly little hamlet, isn't it? Kind of place where everyone knows everything about everyone else's business. Blink and you'll miss it. Of course, there are countless little towns like this, but this one was ours. If I sound sentimental, I'm not. We didn't ask for this town. Nobody ever does. Feel free to go wherever, do whatever. All the doors scabbed over. Nobody's going to come out and hassle you. I'll give you the tour if you find anything worth knowing about. Okay. Hell yeah. Let's go. Oh god. It's very slippery. There's a giant skeleton out there. As much as I love to explore the town, I think I'll go check this out. I'm about to get scammed with this forest. I'm going through. Alright. I found the ghost lake. How do I exit this car? F. F2. F's get. And there she is, all warm and waist deep in her milk and rose petal bath. What does she look like to you? She's different to everyone. To me, she was a nude woman's body with coyote legs and face split down the middle. Prettiest thing I ever saw until her skin started sliding off. Gunked up the lake pretty hard. Tried swimming in it once. That was not gonna happen. Oh yeah, what a shame. Fucking wiggly. It's a kitty horror show game? Yeah. God. This car sucks. but it's a hard bubble. Can't leave the car? Oh, I guess I was too impatient. So this tunnel's kind of interesting because it wasn't here to start with. One of the few times the folks from town ever tried to do anything. Started to wonder what was out there and how we get to it, so they started trying to dig to it. Never finished though. Every day it was some new bullshit. Night crawlers tunneling up through your feet, or cave-ins, or weird mist that turned you inside out. Eventually people started getting exhausted and stopped showing up. Went back home, shut their doors, drew the curtains, turned their TVs on, and just fucking gave up. Didn't even go back to the factory, most of them. Pretense was just sort of gone after that. So like, why bother? That's around when all the doors scabbed over. Can I go in? Oh, no. Completely inaccessible by any means. Couldn't read it. Look at all those vats just churning with sweet, delicious chemicals. Before you ask, I have no idea. Nobody knew, not specifically. It was just everything, the sludge of everything, the ichor and sweat and piss and venom of everything. The everything that seeps into the ground when enough people stay in one place too long. They refine it, or they can distill it, or they turn it into Gatorade. Who the fuck knows? It was our chief export, strictly speaking, even though we didn't export it anywhere. Nowhere to export it to. Who'd want it? It was us. Even we didn't want us. It's so fucking dark. Car. Cargo. Okay. Hold on, I don't think I've been. Oh god. Car? What the fuck are you? What's happening? Okay, I can only reverse currently for some reason. I also can't leave the car. I am one with the car. I had it for a minute there. Okay. Everybody needs a job, right? And in this town, this is where they are. Worse things you could do than factory production. It was just something to do, really. The things they made didn't go anywhere. Nobody ordered them or anything. Nobody sold them. Nobody bought them. Every week it was something different. Sometimes useful, sometimes not. There's a shop in town that's full of nothing but naked dolls with spider faces to this day. That'll be the one you hear all the sounds coming from. Like things are dragging themselves around the floor or trying to work their fingers under the doors. Wouldn't hang around that one for very long if I were you. Don't want them getting riled up in there. Okay. I pray my car is no longer possessed. Let's see. Use 1 through 6 keys to change pre-fog ambient light intensity. Not suggested. Oh, cool. If the car begins to list to one side, hold decelerate for a second. It should straighten out. If the car refuses to accelerate, tap the decelerate key. Hold the accelerate key again. You need to get out of the car and back in before it'll work. Okay, tap the decelerate key. And then hold it again. And then you need to leave. And re-enter. Fuck. Alright. That's whatever. Who needs lights? Electricity and gasoline and hard light and a cloud of moss that will starve soon. Mother's milk. This flavor of night is available nowhere else. You could bathe in it. Tastes like oil and sugar and cheap beer and cigarette smoke and the curve of a neck wearing sweat and thinning perfume. It clings to you. You drag it with you on your heels. It hangs off your hair, makes your tongue and fingers feel sticky. Some people don't like that feeling. Never trust those people. Oof, oof. No thank you. I don't want to look at that too much. Alright, I'm gonna try this again. If the car refuses to accelerate, tap decelerate, reverse. And then hold it. Oh! Hey, it worked this time. back in town. I think there's some more bubbles here that I might have missed. I'm gonna go explore. And hopefully not lose my car. Maybe I was imagining. Maybe I was looking at the lights and thought that was them. That might be the case. Cargo forward? Yeah! Okay. Thank God that pillar is there. People like you and me, we need someplace nearby where we can just go sometimes. Someplace that's just for us, quiet and alone. Like a clubhouse when you were a kid, kinda. In towns this size, it rarely gets to be a building, though. Usually it's the underside of a bridge or some patch of railroad or a creek's, or some shit. Anyway, this was mine. I'm probably still under the snow there somewhere. I went after everyone else got shut up in their houses. Nobody came looking. It's fine, though. I didn't come here because I wanted to be found, you know? So don't go digging for me or anything, you creep. It's still reversing. Oh boy, here we go. No, no, not reverse. Forward. You didn't think you were the only one, did you? I saw a little green pixel. Oh, there it is again. I think it hit a building. I always wondered about these little clutches, these huddled little half dozen of houses that always seem to curl around the outside corners of these kinds of towns. Always so quiet and still, never a light on after 9 p.m., standing so far apart from everything else. You can never look in the windows because the soft silky drapes are always drawn. Whatever walks inside the house is stirred dust off the floor, shuffles at feet because its legs are too weak to pick them up very much. When you drive past them at night, you shut off your lights. You shut your lights off for fear of waking them up. Well, everyone else does. Your lights don't shut off. I hear my car. Hey, there she is. I don't see any more obvious ones. What are you doing? Go. There we go. Are we going in a big circle? Just looking for more green dialogue bubbles. It's hard to tell in some of these games if there's an actual end or not. Cool. Am I inside the build? Yep. Do these not have collision at all? Nope. Okay. Oh wait, hold on, no. So tired, yeah. We've been over here. the road. Oh, there was the gate. Oh, can't make it. What's back here? Oh! Oh! I'm getting out of this town, boys. Come on. Come on. I think I'm going. Yeah. Hey, there we go. I'm out. There it goes. Oh, I can still see it a little bit. Alright, well, I guess that's it. I guess that's Ghost Lake. Alright, well, let's do the next game. Hold on. It's pretty good. The last game in Volume 3 is called 7 Days. Let me close like these 300 notepads I have open and just open this one. 7 Days. Created 6/24/2018. Seems like every day it's something new. Content warning, depression, anxiety, transphobia, street abuse, harassment, violence, gore. Sounds like a fun time. Hold on. It's still loading. This is a big one. Ah! Okay. This is alright. I thought it was gonna be awful, but this is okay, alright? Been raining for days and the streets are flooded, so no chance of getting to the store today. There are a few things I was looking forward to getting, but nothing urgent, so no huge loss. Rain is unusual. It's always ash flurries and mist lately, but not rain. Now suddenly we're getting tons of it, and it's nice. The streets are pretty when they're flooded, and even the torn up houses are all around mine. You get this kind of wild look to them, like they're part of nature again, and not just these splintered eyesores. I crossed the ladder to the flat-roofed church next door and sat up there for a while drinking beer and watching the storm after the sun went down. The sky was violent and roiling, and when the heat lightning made the clouds flash, you could see the silhouettes of the tower builders milling across the horizon, taller than the trees and buildings, groping at nothing out of material. Been a while since I felt that nice. How do I leave this dialogue? Just going across escape? Okay. I'm so used to escape crashing the desktop. One time the wall of the upper level of the church next door got tagged, the one that sort of divides the roof into two tiers. A city responder came out and had to clean it up, I guess all by himself. I went out onto my porch to sweep off some of the ash and he yelled at me to come over. I just sort of stood there, so he came to the edge of the church roof and yelled at me. Know anything about this? He asked, in his droning, mirror-eyed, masked voice. I shook my head. Yeah? That's funny, because I asked some of your neighbors, and they said you did it. I said, I don't have neighbors. My house is the only one in 2 blocks that hasn't been shredded into unlivability by rampaging street sweepers or fly infestations, or just eroded by the mist. He didn't like that answer. I think he would have come over after me, but I went inside and started blaring an old recording of number stations. They don't like that. It disorients them, I think. Makes them put their hands up to their heads. He didn't finish cleaning the tag. Escape. Yeah, I'm so used to most of these games just like crashing to desktop anytime you press escape. It's dangerous. Oh, I can jump. Oh, shit. Later. Door no work? Okay. Pressing all the buttons. I haven't seen anything to interact with. Oh. I'm not sure why it is that my house has been spared. I know it's not luck because I don't have much of that, certainly not enough to keep my house from being ripped apart. I sometimes wonder if it has something to do with being an O-neg. Like maybe the flies can smell it so they stay away. Or something about my blood makes it harder for the street sweepers to see me through the walls when the city sec grid goes down. I don't think it's that though, not really. The fly thing maybe, but not the sweepers. They don't give a shit what flavor your blood is. Sometimes I wonder if it's maybe the fact that it'd be too easy. If my house were destroyed by some catastrophic bullshit, it would catalyze a lot of sudden changes, for better or worse. Sometimes it feels like change doesn't want to have much to do with me. It sounds like I'm complaining, but I'm not. Of course I'm not eager for my house to get shredded. It's just strange is all. Guess I just need to wander around my house for a while. Maybe not. I'm not sure. If you see a note, scream at me, because I haven't seen anything besides the ones we've already found. I'm gonna turn it down just a little bit. This game is giving me some bad brain feels. That's a little more tolerable. Hey, how's it going? Am I missing, like, some controls? I can't seem to open any door. Hold on, I'm gonna tab out of the game real quick. And pull up the README. Okay. Left mouse button or F to interact. Same as always. I was thinking maybe only one appeared at a time. And maybe it's just in an area that I've already looked in. But I feel like I've been through all of it. Moving too fast. I can't move any slower. Okay, here we go. I'll hold the shift button. Maybe this will help. Maybe that problem is I'm moving too slow. Okay. Can't crouch. Some windows aren't real. Something on the desk on the second floor. Oh, on the first floor. Trash can? No. Some windows are real sounds like a premonition from the log lady. I guess I'm not enough of a gamer. It's gonna be another, gotta read the book 6 times to progress sort of thing, maybe. Okay. Not there. Alright, down the chimney I go. You just asked to report. You know what's kind of sad? It's just it's about the same quality. I don't know, it feels like I'm missing a button that I should have. Maybe it's on the ceiling. Or maybe it's on the floor. It's a nice reflection. Like, there's this door. I definitely have not been able to enter. Sometimes the hitboxes on these games can be really shitty when you're trying to do something, but I don't think that's the problem. Most of the other ones were really obvious. They were just like plastered on the wall. Glowing nice and teal. Usually, at least on things that I can interact with, in almost all the other games, there's like a notification, at least. And I could mess with them. Sorry, I kind of zoned out there while I was walking around. I wasn't actually looking. Yeah, I can't get beyond the edge of this fence. Maybe we just live here now. Maybe that's it. Maybe this is all. Like I said, some of these games just kind of end. So maybe it just kind of ended. Or maybe something didn't work right. Maybe there is supposed to be a floor here. Who knows? have a feeling it had something to do with that door. There's definitely a bathroom in there. That should at some point be accessible. It seems so weird to me that none of the doors work. Well, I guess not, because there wasn't one on the front at all. I don't see a note in here. Unfortunately, these windows are real. I'm gonna restart the game. Let me just start over. What was this? 7 days. Maybe you have to wait 7 days. That's the problem. Ugh. Take 7 days. I'll just have to come back. It's weird that the readme didn't say anything. Did I start there last time? We're raining for a few days, yeah, that's... Okay. Okay, there was that one. And there was another one. I think that was out back. Yeah. Wait, does the window work now? Oh, it's the other one. Okay. Hey, we're all caught up. Right back to where we left off. I can try the doors, maybe. No. It's okay, we just gotta wait for Sonic to get all the Chaos Emeralds. And defeat Chaos. Okay. I've given this game too much time. I would say. Sorry, anyone looking forward to finishing that one. That was the end of Haunted Cities Volume 3. Haunted Cities Volume 4 came out, actually, I think back in October. It was released for free. So this is pretty recent. I'm gonna go check on the reviews for Silvio while I'm here. Or Silvio 2. Absolutely terrible. That's a good start. Everything that made the original game feel unique and interesting has been stripped down to a boring cycle of walking to glowing orbs, waiting for a clip to play. Don't use your mic to record voices. They just automatically happen when you stare at the orb. Okay. Okay. Haunted Cities 4. Oh, nice, another grandma game. Exclusion Zone is the first game. Exercise caution when approaching the temple. There's also a separate content warnings thing this time too. Nothing for Exclusion Zone. But let's get going. Fuck my resolution right up. I don't know if that grain's gonna work well with the bitrate. We'll see. Hopefully it's not too awful. Oh, good grain. It's hard to tell sometimes. I'm gonna go look over at this link. Oh, never mind it. Looks like that just stretches all the way across. Yep. It's water. And fuck you, I'm gonna walk on it. Back up the hill. Thanks for that. Lovely. Based on local historical records and architecture of the region, we are confident that it was a religious structure of some kind. However, its arrangement and composition are unlike any similar religious structures of that era or territory, despite superficial architectural similarities. Previous examination teams have failed to recover any furnishing, artifacts, devices, etc. that would expressly describe the henceforth temple's purpose. And while local accounts, examinations of ambient radiation patterns, and simple visual observations of the surrounding countryside leave it beyond question that the temple was the epicenter of the devastation, we remain entirely ignorant as to how it was that the disaster came to pass. This remains the chief objective of all examination teams dispatched to the exclusion zone. Please don't stab my ears anymore. I'm just trying to have fun. Oh, yeah. The swooping asymmetrical fins of the forward shelter area have been something of a mystery to previous examination teams. Their shape positioning perfectly enables them to gather moisture from the air on balmy days back when the climate of the area oh my god, I'll just wait for it to finish scrolling. There we go. Had not been irreparably changed and such days were still possible, which is then channeled into these shallow reflecting pools set in the floor in order that they be kept filled with water. However, this almost artistic asymmetry is not present in any other parts of the structure, and such a break in uniformity is in stark contrast to many of the fundamental religious tenets of the surrounding area. Put plainly, it seems an ornamental indulgence that makes no sense to us, given what little we know about who might have occupied this place. One examiner discovered deep channels between the stones at the bottoms of the pools, which seemed to run downward some distance but were too narrow and solid to be inspected further. Theory suggests some manner of sieve, a mechanism for gathering and storing potable water, or possibly even a cooling system for subterranean parts of the structure as yet undiscovered. Future examination teams may be dispatched with equipment suited to further exploration of these possibilities. What are you gonna do? Irradiate me? I'll just fuck my ears up. Note to examination teams: extreme caution advised when approaching main tower of temple complex. Ambient radiation at dangerous levels. Protracted proximity to tower heavily discouraged. Eventual fatality is extremely likely. The tower, being the obvious centerpiece of the temple structure, is presumed by most of us to be the nucleus of the disaster. The continuing extremes of ambient radiation originating from the tower's apex prevents approach, which has stemmed all direct attempts at investigation into the disaster's most probable epicenter, and by extension the entire temple's express role in the calamity. This has long frustrated us for obvious reasons. It's exceedingly difficult to piece together the specifics of such a unique event using only secondary accounts. Archaeological hints and speculation. Most believe the answer to everything is waiting there at the tower's highest point, but our curiosities go ever unsatisfied. We have been looking into potential alternative means of inspection, including possible aerial passes, long-range examination from atop the exclusion wall, the training and application of Eastern gear vultures due to their intelligence, manual dexterity, and immunity to most known forms of radiation, and all other options failing. Complete demolition of the tower at its base with dexterity. Oh, nope. Hope of a resultant dispersal or reduction of ambient radiation allowing for approach. What radiation are you talking about? From the recovered notes of the examiner Saturna, deceased, she was wronged. None of this would have happened had her sisters not wronged her so. she would have not been so lonesome, wouldn't have called out like she did. She'd have kept her old worshippers, the ones who knew how to build her temples and channel her stones. The ones that came from where she came from. She wouldn't have had to call out across the sea to a place she hadn't known. They only tried to love her and honor her here, but our stones are not like her stones, and our air is not like her air, and that's what caused it. That's why it happened. I'm sure of it. She will be vilified once her name is learned, but it was her sisters who broke her up and threw her down. Gods above. Makes me want to cry just thinking about it. How long she must have lain there under the sand, hurting and lonely and angry and not knowing what she did wrong. And now this. So much devastation just because she wanted to be loved and because they wanted to love her but didn't know how. And now she's alone again wherever she is. I don't know how to pray to her. If I would if I could. Maybe just thinking about how sorry I am for everything she's gone through will be enough. I'm sorry, sister. You deserved better. This is not your fault. This font fucking sucks. By the way... I'm climbing this. No, I'm not. We boosting, boys. I'm headed right to the top of the games and demos category. The coveted games and demos category. The Overlook, for a mercy, is one feature of the temple which can be at least partially explained. Were it not for the exclusion wall, the Overlook would provide a grandiose view of the nearby lake, which is a feature the temple shares with all similar structures. Why is there no backing on this font either? All similar structures of the region. All are built in proximity to an inland body of water, generally at elevation, and all feature an overlook of similar construction extending from the main structure and pointing towards aforementioned body. This is of some interest to us because we have at least some evidence that suggests that the temple was built with the specific purpose of performing whatever unique machinations precipitated the disaster, thus making the construction of an overlook something of a concession. If the temple's original purpose was not the practice of local religion, then the overlook would be superfluous. It is possible that some of the temple's residents maintained their old beliefs and therefore necessitated the overlook's construction, which opens the possibility that the temple's purpose may not be entirely religious one. After all, it has been suggested that it was meant merely as a prop, a visual misdirection intended to convince locals from a distance that all atop the lakeside hill was normal and nothing untoward was being conducted. Some of us find the possibility to be somewhat cynical, but it cannot be ruled out. How the 666,000K goal was this? I don't know. I guess it's a nice way to keep people engaged and dump points without adding anything really meaningful. I don't know how it weighs out, like, viewers versus boosting. Oh, nice. Christmas trees. I'm just gonna wait for it to dump all this fucking text. It is reasonable to assert that the exterior area to the north of the main structure was a plot of some kind. Many such monasteries and isolated religious communes of the time featured similar outdoor areas, used traditionally to cultivate a stable crop that the temple's residents could survive on or use for trade with nearby settlements. However, it remains impossible for us to determine what was grown here. Soil traces betray no sign of any plants indigenous to the area, or indeed any surrounding regions from which seeds may have been imported. Stranger still, radiation of a kind entirely unique to that modest plot can still be found in the soil, suggesting the growth of some kind of radioactive plant with extraordinary half-life, distinct even from the radiation that filled the area in the wake of the disaster. Absolutely no historical accounts of such a plant exist in any archive throughout the entire peninsula. Consequently, the small area of ground is of great interest to us. Examination teams are encouraged to check the area thoroughly for anything that may provide further information, no matter how seemingly minuscule. Now that I'm sufficiently irradiated, let's go check out this area. Easily, the most baffling part of the temple at large is the pair of cairnstones at the shore at the bottom of the steps northwest of the complex. Nearly everything about them seems at odds with the rest of the structure, and with the region itself. There are material that eludes identification and cannot be located anywhere else on the peninsula. Their arrangements, can't fucking read what the word is behind that, and indeed, their very presence suggests a kind of clandestine purpose that would likely be considered paganistic, possibly even heretical, whose juxtaposed with the dominant religion of the time and territory, yet is obviously too close to the temple to have been kept hidden. The glittering arches lining the stone steps, which lead to the shore, were found to have been constructed after the temple itself, but the cairns themselves, hitherto impossible to date accurately, are highly presumed to have been there for much longer, suggesting a deliberate acknowledgement of the cairns and their arches construction. Finally, prior examination teams have found traces of a kind of energetic charge in the air around the cairns, not radioactive yet, with a similar half-life to radiation, and distinct from both the fallout of the disaster and the radiation found in the soil of the plots just north of the main structure. While it seems safe to assume the cairns have had little to do directly with the catastrophe, both of their purpose and their existence remain something of a fascination to us. Examination teams are encouraged to check the surrounding area, but are cautioned against protracted proximity. Many examiners who remained in the cairn's immediate presence for more than several minutes began experiencing symptoms similar to a combination of radiation poisoning and etheric plague, with at least one case resulting in death. Okay. Loud noise in over here. It's hard to follow. I guess it's just like here in the ground. question. Do you get the prompt in chat that says whenever someone boosts the stream? I mean, I assume you would. You see that? Wow. It'd be nice if it was a little smaller, I think. Is it over? Is the game over now? I appreciate the help in using the points for something to achieve some goal that I don't fully understand because it wasn't communicated to me in any way. Maybe on Twitter somewhere or in a blog that I haven't checked. Oh hey, here we go. Haven't been in here. The central chamber beneath the tower would be, by all accounts, impossible to fucking read because it's so bright under the text. The part of the temple used for communal prayer and administrative gatherings, such is the case of other religious facilities in the region, all of which feature a similar central chamber. However, given the doubt raised as the actual purpose of the temple, we are disinclined from making such assumptions. One detail that we find to be most curious regarding the chamber is the fact that not a single one of the examination teams dispatched to the exclusion zone have recovered any kind of talisman or artifact from within. Nothing so much as a scrap of cloth or particle of ash, while other areas of the temple show clear signs of damage and dilapidation. The interior chamber is immaculate, almost deliberately so. Scavengers are rarely so delicate in their work, which rules out the possibility of the chamber having simply been picked clean by opportunistic locals. Also curious is the fact that despite its location directly beneath the extremely radioactive tower, the inner chamber is consistently found to be one of the least irradiated areas of the complex. The stone from which the temple is constructed has no particular insulative properties, which make this something of a mystery to us. We have continued to look into possibilities caused for this anomaly, but the absolute lack of salvable materials have proved a severe hindrance to our efforts. Examination complete. Okay, thanks. Do I close the game or do you? Assessment. No significant new findings. Return to exclusion wall bulkhead for extraction. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of neat. I appreciate the world building that goes into each of these little experiences, but fuck, that's a lot to read, and it's so hard to read. Sort of like a little backdrop on that font. So much easier. Dangerous levels of radiation detected. Beginning quarantine procedures. Stand by for extraction. Okay, I got extracted. Well, that was exclusion zone. Let's go on to the next one. That's all right. Next is Grandmother's Garden, which I really hope is the sequel to Grandmother, but it probably won't be. Grandmother's Garden, created 6/18/2019. Get digging. D to dig. All right. Oh, the game already started. So here, let me pause this, switch over, and then launch it, so you don't miss all the fun. Oh, she shares a bed with insects. She sleeps away the light. Pretty soon, her skin will blossom. Oh, well. I don't have a shovel. How do I move? Oh gosh. Okay, we're back to these controls. Enter the house. There's blood beneath her fingernails, and bile on her boots, and a stirring in her stomach. I think that's the way. Yeah, actual 10 controls and static camera angles. Oh, hey, there's the grub. Oh my god, this is Grandma. Hey, Grandma. Touch her shoulder. Get digging. Take the shed keys. Okay, thank Grandma. Taken. Examine the television. Prayer shows. Old, slow advertisements. Footage of leech farms. They're all she ever watches anymore. I used to watch with her, but I don't like how they make me feel. If I watch for too long, I start to feel like things are crawling around inside my skull. It's nice at first, but it starts to hurt. If I watch for as long as she does, I'd be in agony. I wonder if she feels something different than I do. Or maybe she's just used to it. Return to continue. Okay. Can I run? I gotta pull up the readme because the controls change constantly. Okay. Shift to run. Hold. Tab to run. Toggle. Okay. No. Maybe not right now. Maybe later. Read the holy book. You open to a random page. The boy came to the clearing where a great bloated tick wallowed in a shallow pond, and he found that he could not speak, and she had filled his mouth with leeches as he was running through the swamp. Oh, these are the exact same ones that were in the other one, and also in blah 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 monastery. Can't run in the house. Alright, where's the shed? Okay, I guess it's not here. Oh gosh, no, stop. I think this is where I need to dig. Okay, over here. Right. There's some toilet sounds over here. What is that noise? Enter the tool shed. Hey, there we go. Take the shovel. Can't dig in here. Blood barrel's uninteresting. guess it's whatever that is. No reason to dig here. I mean, there's so many places to go. What's up here? It looks like a well. Well, grandmother and I used to use it to draw fluids from the veins below. What fluid we get depends on what phase the moon is in. During the new moon, the well gives us blood. It's the only thing the roots in grandmother's garden will eat anymore. It clots in the irrigators, even at full spray. I used to only have to clean them every week or two. Now I do it daily. The crescent and gibbous moons give us hemolymph. It sustains us. Grandmother used to cook for us, now I do it. I've tried to teach myself many ways to prepare hemolymph, but it's difficult to make much with it apart from soup. The half moon gives us water. It's the only time, and there's less and less with each passing month. The full moon gives us bile. Most of my free time is spent trying to find how we're meant to use it. We're meant to do something with it, I know it. I feel it urging me when I bathe my hands in it. The well's dark. I can't see the bottom at all, but I can hear the viscous gurgling of fluid far below. I can't draw any up until I replace the bucket. Okay. I often wondered what would happen if I jumped down into it. Maybe I'd be carried away by the current to another place. Or maybe I'd just break apart against the stones as I fell. I'm too scared to try. The well is dark. I can't see the bottom at all, but I can hear the viscous gurgling. Okay. Let's go get digging. Alright, this looks good. Yep, that's a hole. That's another hole. Blood bells have gathered on the arms of the irrigators. I hate how quiet they are, just completely silent. I have a bad feeling. I don't want to keep doing this. I want to stop. Something's going to happen to me. Okay, I'm going to keep digging. Did I win? Okay, let's try it again. Wow, that's like the first game that I've died in tonight. taken. I believe every single one of these games was made in Unity. Okay, we'll get the shovel. Probably should look for the bucket first. Hey, thank you, Vin. Yeah, alright, good to go. I feel like I saw something behind this wheelbarrow. No, that's just part of the wheelbarrow. Can I? No. Wow, wow. Hey, board. Hey, Paul. Examine the roots, okay? More roots. Every day there's more and more of them. They look like they're flowing towards the garden this time. Hey, what up? The swaying vein. Grandmother's taproot. One day, it will grow into a massive tree, seething and terrible and vivacious. I know the taste of 10 different it knows the taste of 10 different monsters. Its flesh is constantly whispering, demanding more. Okay. Headstone, it's unmarked. A thief is buried here. One of the ones I buried alone, back when I started having to do that more and more. Even as I poured the soil, the body kept sprouting hands that groped blindly at the roots in the surrounding earth. I had to sing to distract myself. Headstone, unmarked. An exterminator's buried here. The greatest monster of them all. Grandmother doesn't even like me to look at his grave. He murdered so many. Not a word was spoken as we buried him. We just listened to the sizzling of the fluid as it boiled his skin away. Grandmother was laughing. It's unmarked. A murderer is buried here. He snarled and snapped the whole time, and we finally had to fill his mouth with stones and burn away his arms, so there was no chance he could dig himself back out and come for us. It took all night. The fuck? A liar is buried here. We buried him when I was very young. I remember watching as his hands and feet turned to tongues as we lowered him into the ground. He slipped off the rope and fell apart. Okay. Marked. A lecher was buried here. I don't remember much at all about the burial. I was too young. The only memory I have is grandmother whispering to me, telling me to throw cockroaches at the body while it was being covered in dirt. Back then, each cockroach filled my whole hand. An extortionist is buried here. I don't like remembering this one. I had to carve up the faces of 100 coins to bury with the body. My knife kept slipping and cutting my fingers. I cried and got shouted at for it. I was too young. She shouldn't have made me help her. A dissident is buried here. Grandmother always hated dissidents the most. I wanted to read some of his writing, but she never let me. Even with the centipedes tunneling through his eyes, he hurled accusations. I never told anyone, but in a strange way, I admired him. So these controls suck. Okay. Let's see. A voyeur was buried here. He was buried with his eyes open, held away by strips of tape. The body was laughing, and an uncomfortable wheezing laugh I can still remember. I was younger then, but not much. A headstone, a blasphemer is buried here. I was only a child, but I remember him very well. He frightened me. As the body lay in the earth, it looked at me and whispered, "Reject the worms, child." Grandmother split his skull with a root and made me say grace to the pallid queen for the rest of the night. An arsonist is buried here. Thinking of him makes me angry. I had built a dollhouse, and I was so proud of how its spires twisted and its veranda swallowed itself. He broke into the shed just to burn it down. He was the first one I ever buried all by myself. Okay, yeah, but what about the bucket? Which way did they come from? I saw the roots over there. Oh no, we're back at the house now. So I managed to not find it. Maybe that's all there is. Let me go back one more time. Yeah. That is all there is. I guess she just skates to the next spot. I have a bad feeling. Maybe it's somewhere in the house. There's only one room in the house. Sitting in that chair is all she does anymore. I can never tell if she's awake or asleep. Maybe she's neither, or both at the same time. I don't like her very much, but I suppose that means she belongs here. She's a part of this place. I'm a part of this place too. I don't like thinking about that. She won't even look at me. Her eyes have become roomy and opaque. They move like she's watching something, but I can't imagine what. She looks so tired. Every breath looks like it hurts. I don't like her, but... Grandmother, why not just let her rest? She just looks so tired. Okay. But yeah, I guess that's it for Get Digging. I can't find any way to do anything else. So I guess I'll die. Yeah, just like Goof Troop, and then you get bored by the earth. It's rough. Anyways, that's Grandmother's Garden. I'm a little upset I spent more time on that. Whatever. Hey, give me just a second. I'll be right back. There's still 2 more. But I'm gonna get some more water. Hold on. I think these games are neat, but I don't know. They kind of make me want to go look at like old abstract Half-Life maps. Instead. But there's only 2 left. The next one is Lethargy Hill. This place. It keeps you tired. Content warnings for Lethargy Hill include family/emotional abuse, violence, depression, suicidal ideation, substance addiction. Let's get going. Wow. Wait. The earth churned, and the house is what came out. Gruesome little clusters of verandas and spires, gables and windows. The earth kept rising like a tick filling with blood, drank from the earth all around it, and in that way laid claim, all to feed the house, up atop the hill like a queen on a throne surveying. Oh, I can move. Bedrooms and drawing rooms and halls and attics, kitchens and bathrooms and nurseries. All dark, all quiet. Only some of those windows let any light in, but there was only one basement, and it was where she lived. The matriarch, screeching rat queen cluster of veins and connective tissue and grinning, gnashing mouths. It was her house. Screeching rat queen cluster. She wanted a family, needed a few loved ones to live with her. It was lonely in all those bedrooms and hallways that she couldn't see. Oh. There should be more here. She could feel them though, no one walking through them, all the emptiness like a ringing in her ears, but visitors weren't exactly knocking down her doors. She'd have to make some. She'd need a husband. Yeah, that would be nice. A man of the house to shuffle around those hallways at night, making sure doors were kept locked, scraping his feet along the carpet and sobbing gently into the silence. Husband things. So she concentrated real hard and snapped off a few pieces of herself to grow into little drones so that she could get to work. The drone spread out into the forest, her hands in her eyes. What do I need to make a husband? She thought to herself. There sure were a lot of trees all around, just doing nothing. So the drones gathered up a great many twigs and sticks and fallen branches. Another book, yeah. Plans for this place, and all these plans for this place. She could use hair from the bodies of the people who got sick whenever they came to explore the woods, tie the sticks together, give her husband some coif. 2 long arms, 2 long legs, a long body, and a long head, all held together with hair and the glue of an old room. The drones could eat the rest, and they earned it. So soon, she had a husband. He was just how she wanted, milling through the halls. I'm gonna go explore a little bit over here. Fuck! Please don't go. I'm leaving. Later. Click-clacking his twiggy hands against the walls and doors and windows, dragging his feet and giving sweet little whimpering cries. It was nice to not be alone anymore. Still, it wasn't enough. She didn't want to be a couple. She wanted a family. A sister would be nice, she thought. Someone to scream at her. Someone who would come and go and keep an eye on her house from afar. What were sisters made of? There was a cemetery nearby, just beyond the tree line, not too far for the drones to reach, full of bodies and full of ghosts, buried and trapped in their bodies, screaming and screaming, ready for harvest. There's nothing back here. The drones tunneled down into the graves, biting the corpses and sucking the ghosts out through their necks. They came together, spat them all out into a pile, and glued them together, pulling and stretching until the whole big mass was shaped kind of like a woman. A good enough sister, she thought. She'll shriek and make my life worse, press her face against the windows and fill my rooms with jealous looks. Hey, thanks for the reset. So now she had a husband to keep her company and a sister to keep her angry. But what's the point of being a family if you don't have any kids? She should have 2, she thought. A son and a daughter. They'd love each other and hate her, or love her and hate each other. My blood feels dull and heavy. Either would be nice. They'd bring life and motion and sound, filling up the walls with shivering worm noises and trying to dig out each other's eyes. Her son would be an inside relative, like her husband. Her daughter would be an outside relative, like her sister. It was easy enough to make her son. Boys are simple and sweet. She brought the drones home and used their teeth to bite herself up, sucking up her own blood and spitting it all together in a pool. Her son rose up out of it, made of it, and got right to work running amok all through the lower floors, staining the carpet and leaving smears on the walls. Well, I have a lot more children than I realized. Well, her daughters would be more complicated, she told herself. Daughters always are, so she need to be made of complicated things. The spiders of the woods had their own hierarchy, age as old and complex as anything. 8 legs. Oh, my veins missed the old poison. The spider and they had 8 legs, a too large number of legs. In truth, the drones went raiding. The spiders fought, bit up the drones until they were nice and swollen, even tore a few of them apart. But once the drones grabbed the queen by the thorax and squeezed her until she burst, it was all over. The drones dragged the spiders together, and the spiders were too defeated to care. They mashed them up, squished them together, broken enough that they'd stick, but whole enough that they'd be plenty of legs and mandibles and eyes sticking out all over. I have such a lovely daughter, she thought with pride. Her daughter wasted no time vomiting webs all over the place. Some nights the daughter and the sister would meet, conspiring about how to kill her. It was wonderful, she thought. How it should be. Time passed, like it won't to do. For a while she was happy, but not for long. She started to get bored. I used to burn once upon a time. All the husband did was scrape his way through the same halls, the same order, whimpering the same pleas and scratching the same walls with the same cluster of sharp wooden twigs. Don't you ever do anything interesting, she shouted, and he tripped and lay still for a long time. Then he just got back up and did his usual thing. Let me see. Nope. Worthless man, she thought. I hope your hair comes undone and you fall apart. Her sister, on the other hand, was far too lively, no longer content just to mash her eyeless face against the glass. I'm trying to find somewhere to look that isn't like flashing red. She had found herself some shears and knives to use as hands and taken to carving up the walls outside, scratching the paint and marking up the wood. Hateful woman, she thought. You're supposed to envy, not assert yourself. To make matters worse, she was spending far too much time with her daughter. Yeah, it's kind of rough. The daughter loved... Oh. Strength only enough. Can't read my feet. The daughters loved the sister. They had so much in common after all. They were both made of dead things. They were both locked out. This made her angry. You're supposed to make my daughter hate me, she thought, but instead you've made her love you, and that's a whole different story. They went everywhere together, the daughter with her hundreds of slowly grasping spider legs, the sister with her ghostly sockets always weeping pale fluid. I'll make you pay for this, sister mine. She took solace in her son, the only one that truly loved her, that did anything right. But he was fast congealing, and each inch of the carpet he dragged himself across or wallpaper he tripped and fell into took a little bit of him away. She didn't want to lose him like that, and so she made him come back to the basement. He tripped and fell down the stairs, splattered apart, and ended up just like he started. A pool of her blood. I'll miss you, she thought. As the drones lapped him back up. She hated her family. They weren't what she wanted. The drones went to the husband, cornered him in a hallway, pulled out his hair. He fell apart, and they gathered up all the twigs and fallen branches and fed them to one of the living room's fireplaces. His smoke screamed and smelled like rotten teeth. Good riddance to bad rubbish, she thought. The sister, the drones lured into the woods with a pile of heirloom jewelry and old unsent letters. When she fell upon the pile to feast, they fell upon her, crushing her soft, pale skull and shredding her apart. All the ghosts that made her sank back into the soil. No bodies to hold them anymore. They were free. I've done a good thing, she thought. Her daughter was sad. Useless little nothing, hiding by... Jesus, this fucking game. Her daughter was sad, useless little nothing now that her sister was dead. The drones pulled her apart, little by little, separating out the slick, chitinous little corpses she was made of. She didn't fight, didn't even bother to say goodbye. Ungrateful, she thought. I should have never had a daughter to begin with. The spiders were gathered up beside the corpse of their queen and buried. The drones didn't bother leaving a marker on the grave. Brap. Quick look around. This is your one chance. I can't look up or down in this game, but there's stuff happening. And so she was alone again, just her and her sinew and her gnashing teeth alone in that house in the basement. The drones built monuments over the corpses of her family while she slept. She passed the time talking to herself, making the drones chew off parts of her, trying to will the house to shake apart, and never did. No matter how much she pulled at the walls, she felt very empty. I hope someone visits me soon, she thought. That's what I need. Bleeding time from... No. That'd be a surprise. Someone I don't know, someone I didn't make. That'd be a surprise. So she opened a little path in the woods near the house and waited. As long as they don't talk to my dead family, I'm sure they'll come visit me. I'll invite them in and let them come see me, and then I'll have the drones chew off all their skin, and I won't be alone anymore. I won't be alone anymore when they come visit me, and I'll let them in, and they've come to see me, and I've chewed off all their skin. I won't be alone anymore. It'll be so nice to not be alone. I won't be alone anymore. I hope someone visits me soon. I won't be alone anymore. Oh, is there a path open now? The game's very red now. I don't even know where to approach from. Oh. Nope. All right, cool. What a fun game. Let me turn the volume back up. Well, that only leaves one game left from Haunted Cities Volume 4, and it is called Tenement. Let's see. We're all here for different reasons. Tenement content warnings: suicide, death ideation, oppression. Can't read any of it, don't worry. It's It's very kiddie horror show to not include any readable text. Oh, the game already started. Gosh. Well, don't worry, you didn't miss too much. Whoa, I'm moving fast. There's also, is there a sprint button? There's a sprint button too. Yep. That's not a door. This looks like a very sad Jet Set Radio map. Where am I going? 7 hours of CCTV footage taken from the basement of a condemned apartment. Oh yeah, let's go with... Aww. Yeah, all of these are on itch. These are all of Kitty Horror Show's Patreon games that get publicly released after whatever amount of time. Oh, hey. Okay, oh, here we go with another fucking novel. It's not so bad here. Really, it's not. What I mean is, these are the worst places we could have ended up. And while yes, I understand the fact that it could be worse doesn't mean it's okay, I think it's important to try and look at things positively, right? Perspective. Honestly, for me, this is an improvement. I don't know where you come from, but I grew up in an industrial town. The factory was the nucleus of the town, where all the jobs were, the main source of income. It manufactured vehicle parts, mostly cardiovascular and endocrine. Not exactly rocket science, very blue collar. The whole town tasted like smoke because it was just caked all over everything in soot and grime. There's so much awful stuff you have to put up with growing up in an industrial town. The people never smile because their work takes it out of them. So it feels so unwelcoming, even if you were born and raised there. Sometimes the factory would sicken and close down, and then you wake up and all the streets downtown would be flooded with blood and congealed overnight. And you can imagine how that smells. Just the smells in general were enough to make you want to be anywhere else. Downtown at night, it was just bars and bars and bars, brick buildings and neon signs and open pub doors pouring in out noise. All the factory workers would go there and just get liquored up, watching the Dollhouse broadcast on repeat, shouting accusations at each other over every little thing. It's just the done thing in those towns. How you unwind. Then everyone drags themselves home at night, crawls into bed, wakes up, and does it again the next day. They'll try to fill your ear with notions of honest work, but that's no kind of life, is it? None of them seemed happy, so I don't know. At least here, you don't wake up with streets filled with clotted blood. I can have a break now. I mean, it's cool. Like I said, I really like world building in this game, but if it wasn't like the fucking Star Wars scroll on 3 times speed every single time I try to read something in any of these games, it would be more enjoyable. It almost feels like I'm skating too. Check out the sick grind. Whoop! Oh, nice. There's even more stuff to explore down here. Can't wait for a big, fat wall of text. Hit me with that text. I have to remember the lot. I have to remember the street I was on. The dog that got me is back there. It stopped moving after it got me. I saw it. It must still be there, with my skin filling up its metal stomach, processing and grinding. I got over the fence and looked down, and my leg was just wet muscle. No more skin. I kept moving, though, until I didn't. I found that house and went in through the window, and they had that nice bedroom in there with full bed and pictures of a lake. I don't know how long I slept there. Maybe I was still sleeping there. Feels a little like a dream down here. My skin feels wet and sallow like in a dream. Like if I opened it up, I'd just be full of air and smoke. Maybe I will. You're not going to stop me, are you? I have to get back to that lot and see if the dog's still there. I need the skin of my leg back. I had a key that I kept under that skin, and I don't have it anymore. So that means the dog must have it. I can just see it there. That little prick, just ticking away, digesting me. The slats on its back ventilating that red mist they make. Just staring into the middle distance, making that droning breathing noise. I need that key. That wasn't as bad. My head hurts. I must have fallen. I feel split apart. My shoulders feel soft. Go and get a trowel from the hall closet so I can clean myself. Or a towel, not a trowel. God, there's blood everywhere. I must have fallen, or she pushed me. I bet that's just what happened. She just likes that little harlot. Help me back into the bed. Never mind, don't clean it. Just leave it. The floor will drink it. Just get me back into bed. Point me towards the window. I want to watch the sunset behind the tower. The view used to be so much clearer when I was young. You wouldn't understand. This is the only world that you know. But when I was young, you could look out across the fields over the heaving fleshy backs of the worms beneath the soil, and their film would glisten in the sunlight for miles and miles. It looked like you were staring out at the ocean. It was so bright and shimmering. My bed is wet around my neck. I can feel my brains leaking out of my skull. Catch them for me. Tape me up, close the door, and lock it. I don't want her getting in here again. I want to look at the tower. It must be broadcasting. You can tell me if you look. Because if you look very closely, you can see it vibrate and hum. It's subtle, but it's there. Or are my eyes more sensitive than yours? Pull them out then, if you're so envious. I don't care. I don't need them anymore. Not if that's how you're going to be. Meow. That room was mine. They had no right. I paid my rent for 100 years. Who the hell are they to force me out? My skin is in those walls. The carpet knows how I taste. So much of my flesh and blood and puke and mucus have gone down those drains, just clogging up the pipes. I'm caught in the room's throat. I'm part of it. Sometimes I would push myself against the wall and my skin would start to melt and the wallpaper would knit its way around me. Such comfort, such sublime assurance. I'm an electrician, goddammit. I sew nerve endings to I-beams and open eyes and make towers scream. They can't do this to me. I'll go to the housing authority, that's what I'll do. I'll show them all the scars, those teeth marks up and down my arms, and I'll tell them to go to my apartment and check its breath, and they'll smell my sweat on it, and they'll know that it's mine. You can't just evict someone from a place like that and give it to someone else. It'll chew them up, and anyways, it's mine. I've worked hard all my life. I don't ask for anything except a home that keeps me in its mouth. Who the hell do you think you are? Wants to live in the Vorhouse. Whoa. Got fucking loud. Well, we got us a jam. Now it's just like Silent Hill Jet Set right now. Not the crossover I'd expect. It's better for me this way. No form at all. I like how it feels. It feels like mist or water, like rubber, like TV static. It's a nice, cold, warm, glowy feeling. Like it can just drift and flicker. You get it, right? Having a body was so complicated and unrewarding. I remember this one time I woke up and my hands had grown out. The skin had all gone green and slick like a frog skin, and these fingers, foot and a half long at least, it was like they just didn't have bones anymore. They sure looked like they had bones, but damned if I could pick anything up. So that was my whole week, just shuffling around my apartment, trying to and failing to pick things up, sobbing to myself. I was able to turn my TV on with my mouth, so there was that, I guess. I hated having to eat and sleep and all this upkeep. And oh shit, do you remember how heavy you'd feel? I feel like it feels even more extreme to think back on it. I don't have any weight on me at all, but even back then it felt just so heavy, dragging all this meat around and crying and changing, hungry, tired meat. No food was ever enough. You just get hungry again. You were always tired and dragging yourself from one sleep to the next. Your teeth would rot and eyelids would appear in weird places with no eyes behind them, just sockets. Think about teeth, exposed bits of bone that will rot over time. Seems like a defect. I guess some people were into fucking, and they all seem pretty wild about it, like they just go on and on about it. But it was never my thing. Even if it was, I can't imagine it ever made it worth it. Maybe the only feeling I liked was rain. I miss rain. I like to sit on the balcony during rainstorms, watching those bloated whale things hanging in the sky and their guts pouring down. The rain would fall on my skin and all warm and cool at the same time. And then it would stop, the warm concrete smell of, fuck it. I'm done. You win, game. You win. Hooks and knives. Oh. Oh. I don't think I'm ready for another one. Hold on. Let me look around. Alright. I guess I am. Where do you come from? Sorry, that's maybe a little personal. I asked because you don't look like the rest of us, but also because I was going to ask if you had any basements. Where you come from, I mean, like the town or the city, basements fascinate me. They're like the ocean, you know, so depthless and unfathomable. And they're just right under our feet, going down who knows how far. I don't know how anyone can walk past one of those stairways without being absolutely desperate to go down and see where it leads. I did just exactly that one time. I remember I was going home one night and I didn't want to go home because my apartment was dying and in lots of pain, so it was lashing out. So I passed by the basement staircase next to the storm drain on the street I'm on, and I just go down, not really caring what happens to me. It was the most wonderful thing I ever experienced. I remember feeling like the staircase was chewing me up, like I was being twisted and turned all around, and the stairs would end and I would just come out of these places that are just so hard to describe. There was this one place, okay, like imagine the inside of a chemical plant, only there's the sewer, everything all concrete and damp, machines and pipes all over, and it's a big space, like a warehouse almost. I don't know, a submarine bunker. And in the middle of the space, there are these 3 huge holes in the ground, maybe 50 feet across. They're vats, right? I look over at the edge of one, down maybe 20 or 30 feet, and you can see it's just full of wet autumn leaves being churned and stirred by something underneath of them. The smell of dirt and wet leaves just hit me so full in the face, nearly knocked me back into back. It was so strong. I remember I tried to get a picture of it and dropped my cell phone down in it. And when it fell, these deafening alarms started going off and the whole area filled with red light. I ran like hell. The staircase leading back up and had changed to lead down instead, but I took it because what are you gonna do? I don't remember where it led me though. Here, I guess, in a roundabout way. Cool. Whoa. Not there. Wait, is that a door? Oh, you can't jump. Alright, back in the sewer. Okay, no one's here though. No, that's just light. Well... yeah, nothing. Okay. Hey, dude. This place reminds me of a little bit of when I stayed with at my grandma's house as a kid. It looked a little bit like it does in here. I like staying with my grandma. I never had to see her. Just listen to the things she'd croak from inside her room. I would spend a few hours every day sliding things under the door for her, but once she fell asleep, I could do whatever I wanted. She lived out in the boonies, so it was always night, which meant the local station was always playing horror movies. The good ones too, the ones where the men with knives for arms would go around cutting off people's heads, and the heads just hang there in the air, spinning around and crying and puking, so like, kind of scary but also kind of funny. She always kept her pantry full of cereals, mostly the bad flavorless ones, but sometimes the good ones, so that's what I'd eat. I was too little to cook, so I couldn't do anything with all the livers in the fridge. Lucky thing she ate them raw, or I wouldn't have been able to take care of her. She had this room way down, almost at the very end of the long hallway in her attic. You go into this room and it was so small and there were no windows or anything, and you close yourself in there and it was just totally dark and smelled a little bit like incense and a little bit like burnt toast. You lay down in the room, and as soon as you started to drift off, the room would start whispering things to you. Or maybe it was just the floor whispering, and you'd feel the floor touching you and like these little fingers just kind of feeling you out, looking for a way in. Not like anything creepy. Like not a pervy thing, just the room sort of wanted to hang out on you, I guess. Like if a bed could tuck you under the covers by itself. That's how it felt anyways. I miss that old house. When she died, it died with her, so when I went the last time, it was just this big hole in the ground full of putrid skin and long white bones. I had to sit on the lip of the hole for a week and just reread old comics until my parents came to get me. Oh yeah, let me in there. No, guess not. Oh good, you're back. I was just thinking about what you asked me yesterday, and oh wait, no, you're not them, are you? You're someone different. Sorry, I mistook you. It's hard to see. Do you want to hear what I was going to say anyways? I was going to tell you about this cul-de-sac I used to visit. The road only went so far at the end of the cul-de-sac and then stopped, which is to say there were no inroads. It was just there out in the middle of some huge expanse of nothing. The only way you could get there was to dream about it, or to have a doctor induce it with some chemical or other. You think you're alone there no matter how many other people are with you. You can't see or hear them, and whatever they do there, it doesn't affect you. So the cul-de-sac is very Midwestern suburban. plain drab little middle-class houses. They're always dark and empty, but the nice thing is if you go there and you wait long enough, one or two of the houses' front doors are going to open and then you can just walk in. The houses are more interesting on the inside than the outside, which I guess is true of all houses. They'd be different every time, although the layouts would mostly be unchanged. I remember going into one of the houses once and all the carpets were torn up and the walls unpainted, as though the house were still under construction. I went up to the top floor of the house and went to the master bedroom, which was full of these wire mesh cages full of grasshoppers. The big dark gray ones, all angry and banging around, trying to get out. There were these windows in that room. Two of them looked out onto the cul-de-sac, but one of them looked out of this over this long dark tunnel, which each time you look, you'd see a distant figure start rushing towards you, looping with its two long limbs and face, loping. You'd wake up before it got to you, like you were just ejected or something. I was always curious to see the figure. I wanted to wait until it got right up to the glass, but the house was never like that again after the first time it was like that for me. This game has some interesting vibes. It hurt my little lungs trying to read, though. I feel like we've already talked. Yeah, we've already talked. What now, though? I think, is that it? Oh. No, never mind. It keeps looking like the footage of baby spiders emerging from egg sac and devouring mother. Run now. Faintly red tinted static, adults only. Ooh. Sneaky. Ghosts, this building is full of ghosts. Isn't that funny? They crawl and slither and moan. I don't know if you'd say they haunt. You look at this place and it seems like a sort of building where ghosts would be stored, not one they'd haunt. Have you seen the ghost up in 3B, the apartment with the damn carpets and the aquariums and stack of newspapers? The old head just shuffles around, moving by its jaw and that long fat tongue, just moaning and sobbing. Not very scary, huh? And you have that woman in 5A who just lays in her bathtub staring at her feet. She looks pale, paler than ghosts look. You think she's sick or something? I guess I'm asking too many questions. You know what I bet it is? I bet it's those lights. Lighting is so important. Like, I'm very affected by my environment, so I'll get all kinds of messed up if I'm in some place and the lights look wrong. The light in there, it kills moths. It just oozes out of those paper fixtures, all pale and too bright. What's with those fixtures anyways? They put them up there like they were getting ready to paint around the lights, but they just never did. Now it looks like the building just got left behind halfway through some kind of renovation. Anyway, yeah, lights. Just melts the wallpaper, the drab green-blue floral pattern, and now it just runs down the walls like nicotine residue. I bet that's what's messing the girl up. Don't know about the head though. Those aquariums in his apartment put off some really nice lights, soft and blue. I wonder what the ghosts are like up on those top few floors. You can tell from the outside that the lights are off up there. Do you think the ghosts get better or worse when it's dark? Do they get scared too? If you went into one of those dark rooms up there, do you think the ghost would freak out and start screaming with its huge twisted up teeth and come after you? That might kind of be funny. Something tells me they're just milling around in the dark though. Boring job, ask me. Unless there's other secret ghosts about. maybe we're done. It's hard to tell in these games. I've been back here. Yeah, I've been back here. A lot of people swear by Anatomy. They think that it's a pretty good game. I didn't enjoy it that much. But besides my own opinion, I've only heard good things about it. So it might be worth checking out. All of these games, up to Volume 4, are also free on itch. So. I think we're done. Let me try jumping off one more time. Nobody down here. Oh, that's up. That is up 2. Oh, hey. My head hurts. I must have fallen. I feel split apart. My shoulders feel soft. Go and get... Oh, yeah, that's the same thing. Why are you here, then? Oh, this goes really far this way. This game's called Tenement. It's in Volume 4 of Haunted Cities. Oh. Maybe it depends on where you come up from the sewer. I just wanted to get out. That was all. It didn't matter where I went. I just didn't want to be there anymore. I hated that place so much, and it hated me. You could tell. It hated everyone, I think, but people just lived there anyways. As if they couldn't do anything to change it. So many of the old buildings downtown are getting soft, filling with pores, hatching wasps and leaking chemicals all over the roads. Everywhere you went, people just sneered and sobbed. If you didn't sneer and sob, you didn't belong. Fuck small towns. I used to fantasize about getting in a car, throwing all my books and bottles and clothes and things in the backseat, and then just taking off one night, never looking back. Don't care what's out on the road. Can't be any worse than staying still someplace like that. I doubt the town would be strong enough to pull me back, the state it was in, and even if I don't think I'd care about it, or it'd care about me. Do you ever wonder about that? Maybe a town like that hates you as much as you hate it. Maybe it doesn't want you to be there any more than you do. I guess if something were crawling all over me and it didn't act like it belonged there, it didn't seem like it was enjoying it, I wouldn't want it to be on me either. Whatever. My family never had a car, not even the kind of bullshit salary that they paid at the ink plant. Sometimes I feel like that sort of thing's on purpose. They don't pay you enough to buy a car. You can't leave. You can't leave. You have to stay. You have to stay. You need a job. You need a job. You work at the plant. Snake eating its own tail forever and ever. My mom tried to prepare me for a job at the ink plant. Every time we would pass one of those tumor things on the streetlight, where we were walking home, she'd show me how to slit it with a penknife and suck the ink out without swallowing it. I'm sort of glad I ended up here before I ended up working at that place. It's quiet and lonely here, but at least I can sit and look at the sky. It's better for me this way. Nope, same conversation. Very strange. Okay. The theater is exposed and beating heart. Motion pictures of wolf people screaming at things. And spines. Who are you again? I never got to travel much. That's my big thing, I guess. My big regret. We all have one, don't we? Like one big regret we can't get over, and that's why we're here. I don't know. I'm just going off of movies and stuff. But yeah, like, I would have liked to, you know, living in the same town with the same rows and rows of cookie cutter houses, always night, streetlights never coming on, so they just stand there like pointless poles. It's mind-numbing. My friend, whose name I forget, he used to travel with his family and bring me back stuff. This one time he brought me back a videotape from a place he'd gone during winter break. He told me to watch it alone, so I did that night in my room, and it was a black and white video of a woman from the shoulders up. Only her eyes and mouth were empty, like no teeth or eyeballs or whatever, just these black holes. And she's up against a black wall and she's talking. And that was like just stood there with her lips moving, and there was a voice, but it was muffled, and it was saying these words in a different language. I don't think she was speaking sentences. The words didn't sound like they were arranged that way. Just word, pause, word, pause, word. 7 hours of that. It was very mechanical and sharp, that language, like old metal. I never did figure out what it was, and it makes me feel stupid and sheltered. It didn't matter though, because I stared at her, at that black empty mouth contorting. I started to get the message, like it was being rolled over my brain with an ink roller. And the language didn't matter because the ink would just fill in the cracks. She was talking about a tower someplace, under some kind of lockdown. It was so nice, I started crying. From then on, whenever I wake up, scared at night, and yell out my parents' name, and then find out the house was empty and I was alone, I turn on the tape and it'd comfort me. You can't find anything like that in a small town. They don't make things like that there. Things like art, you know? Or just things that feel important, things that don't make you feel like your soul's being sucked out through the bottom of your feet. Oh. Ooh. No. I think we're good. I don't know if it went through this one. It's hard to keep track. I think this was the first one then. Hey, thank you for the Twitch Prime. Let's try. Oh hey, I don't think we've talked. You don't have to tell me. I know what's going on here. I can still feel myself, my weight in that bathtub, roaches up to my neck. But I know that's not where I am. It's where I have to get back to, not where I am. I know the difference, but I can't move. My feet are stuck on the floor. See this? See all these veins? Like the roots of a weed. It's fucking annoying. Can't move, can't see, can't hear, can't get home. God, I can feel them though. All those little legs and teeth. I can hear the alarm going off in the other room. It's like I'm here and I'm there at the same time, but the real me is here. But the me I need to be is there, you know? You look pale, so it seems like maybe you know. Wish I could do something about these roots, though. Wish I could just carve them out and get moving. I guess then I'd have to figure out where to go from here. Maybe I'd hop one of those trains outside of town, crawl up underneath one of the panels and nestle in against its, cake, and just ride it wherever it goes. All the roads lead home, right? Hey, get away from me. Get the fuck away from me. You want me to stay down here forever? Well, fuck you. You mind your own fucking business, and I'll mind mine. Erasing and scrolling text, yeah. Is that? What was that? It was nothing. Ah. And there's no one in this one. Well, that's weird. I wonder if this is different in any way. Seven eclipses at once. VHS tape found in abandoned farmhouse. Contents unknown. Gone with the Wind, but starring a bunch of moray eels instead of people. Still can't go. No, there is someone. Yeah. Nope. Alright, one last try. Thinking this way and then to the left, maybe. Well. We've already been through this. Okay. And maybe over here? No? Oh, there we go, I think. Yeah, a little confusing. Oh! I'll have to find it again. Oh. Did I fuck up? Or is it random? Hey friend, word of advice for you. That tall building on the other side of town, the one with the blue light near the wall, don't go in that building. Shit. Probably don't even go near that building. The last place like this I was at, the building would sometimes show up there that was exactly like that. I mean, exactly same windows, blue light, and greasy alley behind the behind a restaurant smell and everything. The blue light tripped me out, so I broke into that place one night. I don't know why, because I was younger and dumber, I guess. I just like walking around in places. I'm philosophically opposed to locked doors. So I go in and start walking around in there, and it's the usual stuff mostly. Emptied out office floors and old style manor floors and refrigeration floors and all that kind of stuff. But then I get to this floor, and the door in the stairwell is nailed shut and boards and everything. So I'm like, well, okay, now I have to go in there. And I break down the boards and get the door open, and I'm in there, and it's your typical exposed wood, pink insulation, unfinished basement type floor. Only the lights don't work, and the whole space is full of these big boxes shaped like that are like metal and glass, and they're dimly lit from the inside, like the way a car roof looks. Turns out they're cages or like aquariums, and there's people in them. Only like if you look at all the bones, or if you took all the bones out and hung them up in the closet, that's how they look, just hanging in those things. Soft mouths all opening and closing, making a noise. Maybe they're in a cage of soundproof, I don't know. So immediately I'm thinking that it's like a sex thing, and these are all just a bunch of rich pervs getting up to it. But then I look close in the aquarium, and it's the face all wet and mucousy. It looks fresher than the others do, and inside one of the walls of the aquarium is crisscrossed with the greasy trails, like the thing has been slapping its way to the wall. I don't think I wanted to be in there at all. I sure shit didn't. After that, grossed me out. Could barely keep down food for 2 days. What a joke. Damn. Fuck that one up real bad. Yeah, I should go in that building. I don't think it'll let me, though. I've tried. Where is it? Yeah, there. Yeah, there's nothing. Is there only just one guy here? Scroll usually wins. Okay. So last time I went this way, past them, through there, and then this way. I don't think this was the same one. Nah, not at all. Still streaming. To be honest with you, I don't know anything about the new Twitch challenge thing. People have told me that it improves your rankings on where you appear on the page for your category or whatever. All right. Yo, what the fuck is that? Hold on. What? Just a black square off in the distance. Yeah, usually it is just by viewers. But I guess they added some new thing that I don't understand. Well. But I think we're probably done here. Similar streamers you like ranking. Okay. I'm sorry, who are you? I have to remember the lot, you know. I guess you just moved. That's weird. Recommended channels. Oh, fuck, there's a new one. Fuck me. Well, this isn't what I was looking for, but it also appears that it is just fucking random. I haven't found a building that I can go into yet. So I haven't checked them super consistently, but the few times I have, they don't have doors you can interact with. They're just textures, flat textures. Closed. Do you know what this place is missing? A hotel. You may laugh, but I'm telling you, when I was younger, everywhere that was anywhere had a hotel. I was lucky enough to grow up just an hour outside of my city, or a city with a hotel, my papa and I. And then later, my dates and I would used to go into the city together by rail and make an evening of it. Like everyone else who was young or in love or both. I was so excited. It was so exciting to be there, all crowded into the lobby with dozens and dozens of other hopeful. The murmur, the energy. Sometimes you meet people who had been there before and they tell you some of their experiences, and sometimes you meet people who'd never been there and then you tell them some of yours. There was a real sense of brotherhood to it, a shared wonder that brought you together. And when the person at the front desk would appear and announce that the new room had been born and cleaned away and was ready, oh, you should have been there. Instant quiet, excited silence until the desk person called out the numbers. Getting to be the first to visit a newborn room was like winning the lottery. You felt like a pioneer. Yeah, so you heard the stories. Well, I heard them too. And you know something? Most of them are true. And you were in the rooms, you pull the skin right off your... Wait, what? Yes, there were rooms that would pull the skin right off your bones, and there were rooms that snapped you and ground you up, and there were rooms with floor made of spider skin and walls made of wasp bone, where everything stank and buzzed and howled, and that you come back out broken, or not at all. They weren't even rare, but it was worth it. You don't even believe me, but it was worth the chance to get to be the first to enter a newborn room, because there was always a chance that they'd find the room and the grand and final room, where all the hotel's heart and mind and soul were, and you get to be the one who sinks your knife into its brain and kill the hotel for good and all, and the city would remember you forever. And it was a long shot, and the pie in the sky dream is you don't chase fuck. And then they went and developed a chemical and poisoned them all. Cured, they said. The problem, the hotel infestation solved forever. Fuck. Sorry, the low groan in the background is so distracting. I think we're done, maybe? I'm gonna go jump off and see. Yeah, I guess it didn't matter at all. Huh. Anyways, it's about 5:30. I need to go get breakfast. So I think that's where we're gonna end here. I think that might have been my favorite game. As much as I bitched about it, I think that was one of my favorites of the 4 volumes tonight. But I'm gonna go. Thank you for being here. I'll see you next time. Sorry we didn't get the Darkwood. I didn't think these were gonna be that long. Some of them were like 30 to 40 minutes. Anyways, I'll see ya. Have a good one.